it's nice to see everyone coming in and where you're from. Thank you for joining us this evening. If you've done any workshops before, you might not recognise me. I'm Sarah from Cult Pens. Claire usually takes this, but I'm doing it today. It's my first time, so please be nice. I'm sure you will. Alongside me, we have Anna, who is also from Cult Pens. We're going to be monitoring the chat and the Q&A. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and obviously we'll answer any. And obviously with us, we have the lovely Doodlelou and Louise, who is going to be doing the workshop today. For this workshop, we're going to explore bullet journaling and obviously using a variety of different products. We've got Midori, MT tape, Tombow and Traveler's stuff. You can obviously follow along, or you can just feel free to just sit, watch and listen to the workshop. We'll be handing over to Louise in just a moment, but to find out more, but first up, as usual, a little bit of housekeeping. We anticipate the session will last roughly an hour. The session is being recorded, you should have been warned about that. And we will be putting this workshop up on YouTube as soon as we can, basically later this week. So if you miss anything or you want to go back over anything, it'll all be up on our YouTube channel. All cameras and sound will be switched off, including mine and Anna's during this webinar. And if you have any questions, as I said, you found the chat, which is lovely. I just thought I would say it was as if Claire was here. Nice. Getting distracted now by the chat. So yeah, feel free to use the chat and also our Q&A option. And what we'll do is we'll answer stuff in the background as we go along. But if there's any that stick out to us and we think, oh, that's a really good question to ask, I will butt in and ask questions to Louise. But yeah, so that's it from me. That's my housekeeping done. Louise, if you're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I'll do is I will add a spotlight. There you go. Now you should be able to see me.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. Right. My first question, I've just got a little bit here. I just thought it'd be great to begin with chatting about what got you into doing bullet journals, why you started, and what we're going to expect from the next hour with you.
Yeah, of course. So I found bullet journaling in 2018. I was kind of just graduating from uni and starting my first job, and realized that it wasn't as creative as I wanted. So I wanted to keep up my creative stamina and also kind of organize my busier lifestyle. So that's how I found it. My first bullet journal, honestly, was like just one big vision board, but now I'm more for like daily planning and stuff. But yeah, I've been really fortunate now to be working with brands that I love. And yeah, I've recently filmed like a bullet journaling course as well, which I'm really proud of.
Yeah, amazing.
So yeah, that's my story so far.
Yeah, nice. And what sort of thing will we be doing whilst we're in this webinar?
Oh, so we're gonna create kind of an old multifunctional page. We're gonna have like half of it's gonna be kind of a weekly plan, and then we're gonna have some trackers and some motivational quotes on the other half as well.
Also,
sorry,
who's the dog?
Just come into the room.
That's all right. What's your dog called?
This is Milo, everyone.
Nice. Oh, very cute. Right. What you'll do is I'll undo your spotlight whilst you sort out your camera, and then I'll just talk for a moment.
Perfect.
And also get rid of Milo. Very cute. Whilst Louise is just setting up the camera, I just got to let you know that we have 10% off Tombow at the moment. We have 3 for 2 on MT tape and a free mini car cleaner with £20 spend on Midori. Dog is running the workshop. I would like to know that the little mini car cleaner is absolutely great and very cute. Like Milo the dog. Right, Louise looks like she's getting set up. What I will do is I will replace the spotlight and I'll talk to you in chat.
Hello everyone. So we're using the Traveler's Journal, which is just this one here. It's got the camel leather back and it actually holds like this. I've just opened it already, but this is what we're using today. I've got a couple of examples of kind of some journal pages that I've already created just to see what you can do with your journal pages. So this is like a calendar I've made. This is kind of like a vision board. We've got like a weekly planner here, and we've got like a little weekly planner here with the to-do list. But the one I'm going to make today is something along the lines of this. So like I was saying, we've got your weekly planner on one half of the page. We're going to do a little bit of lettering and make some trackers as well, which is really what bullet journaling is all about. It's just all of your life put into a little notebook like this. So shall I get started? I'm just going to use these really cute little dog paper clips to clip everything together for a second. We're going to start on the left page first. So what I want to do is kind of define this page, and I think I'm going to do that with some washi tape. This is the MT washi tape. I think it's called the Iro and Pitsu border tape. You can see that it's just like really cute little rainbow tape. So I think I'm just gonna line the edges as a little border for now.
How many different tapes do you have?
Too many. This is my washi tape drawer just here, and it's absolutely full to the brim.
Amazing. I love it.
I think washi tape really is one of those things that saves you as a bullet journaler. It's great for just adding a bit of colour without having to put crazy amounts of effort into it.
Yeah, nice.
I think I'm not going to be too perfect with this. I think it's actually nice to have it a little bit wobbly sometimes, put a little bit of character into your work. Just going to cut it off like that. And then one last one here. So we've got like a little border here now. So we can kind of like differentiate the pages. I think I'm going to start with kind of dividing the page out. I'm going to use this copper ruler here. I think it's from Midori. It's got like these cute little shapes on it. And it's got a little clip here as well. So you can clip it onto your bullet journal, which I really enjoy, like this. But for now, just going to get a pencil and I'm going to sketch out 5 sections, I think, for Monday to Friday. If you want, you can do Monday to Sunday, or you can do whatever days that you need, really.
We've just had a question from one of our people, wondering if you've always used empty tape or whether you use Hobonichi at all.
I say I'm not really loyal to a certain brand for washi tapes. If I like the design, pretty much that's what I get. MT is really good for me personally though. It's like super durable, lasts a long time. I'll show it in comparison with one of my other ones. If you see here, there's like so much tape on this one. If I've got like another one here, it's just like the other tapes are so much smaller, I think. But yeah, I'm not really like loyal to brands, certainly. I just think if I like the design, that's the kind of tapes that I'll go for.
Thanks, Louise. And we just realised there was slight miscommunication here. Just wondering if you stick to the Travellers journals, the MD journals, or whether you you use other ones as well.
Oh, so sorry about that.
No, it's not you. It's me, probably.
Usually I would say I would use like a dotted journal. You see this MD Traveller's journal is a plain one, which is great for if you're like sketching and stuff. But I usually use a dotted journal. I've used this before I found what bullet journaling was. I actually did use the Traveller's journal, but for me personally, I need like a lot more space in my pages. So for my everyday use, I would say I use like an A5 dotted notebook. But just for like casual use, I do go back to notebooks like this for sketching and ideas and stuff.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
That's all right. Sorry about the miscommunication. So I think I'm going to I've got my 5 sections here, which will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I'm going to leave this top section for a header. I'm going to use these Tombow Fudenosuki pens. Personally, these are the pens that I'll gravitate towards for like everyday brush lettering. Let's see. I think so. I'm going to write April down just here.
What do you find useful about the Fudenosuki pens?
I think for brush lettering, usually you have like a thick line down and a thin line up, and these pens really ease that process. It's actually really difficult sometimes with brush pens to get that right balance, but these ones, like, they work really well every time. I'm going to do brush lettering again with some of the bigger Tombow pens, and I'll show you how they differ.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. So I've got my little header just there. I think I'm going to put some of these sticky markers just on the side of it so that I can take them off for when I need to do my weekly plan. Just go and pop them there. Okay, I think I'm happy with the layout, so I'm going to go over in a pen. This pen here I'm using the Tombow Airpress Pen. And I'm just going to go over my pencil lines again.
question, please. Have you ever developed your own font styles?
Have I ever made my own font styles?
Mm.
No, I haven't actually. I've seen other people do it with their handwriting, which I think is really cute, but I've never actually done it myself. But that's a really good idea, actually. Thank you to whoever wrote that down. Right, I'm gonna go back to my Tombow pen, and I think I'm gonna write the days down on each of my weeks.
How long have you been practicing with lettering? Because what you're doing looks amazing. It took me a very long time, I think.
I actually found brush lettering before I found bullet journaling. I just wanted to learn a new skill, and I thought I want to learn brush lettering. So it's been a long time, I'll say that. If I found bullet journaling in 2018, then I've been doing it for longer than that.
Oh, amazing. That's really good. That must be why you'd be able to write it down without having to. I always do pencil first and then go over it with a pen, because I'm always worried I'm going to mess it up, but you just go straight in with pen.
Yeah, it's taken years of me learning that it's fine not to have it absolutely perfect as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I think I'm going to add a little bit more colour into this page. So I'm just going to take some more washi tapes. This is the pastel emerald that I'm going to use. I'm going to cut it. And pop that on. I think also washi tapes are really good if you like make like a mistake or something. They're really good at covering them up. Personally, I think journaling with loads of mistakes is kind of cute and adds a bit more character to your work. I'm just going to put those there. I'm going to use
a question. Have you ever used calligraphy dip nibs?
No, I haven't. They kind of scare me, if I'm honest, just because I'm not great with really inky things, which is why I gravitate more towards like these brush pens that are already filled.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And brush lettering.
Yeah.
That style of writing.
So I think I'm gonna leave that page as it is right now. Right, I'm gonna move on to this page. I'm gonna write a quote here. Let me just put those. Got a little bit of paper because I think I'm gonna stick it in just so that it's not as white. I'm gonna pencil the brush lettering in first. Now that I've just said that, I'm okay at it, but just so that I've got my spacings right, I'm gonna do a little quote. I'm gonna do "You make me smile," but don't feel like you have to do that as well. You can do any quote you like. I think that's the quote I'm going to go with. Before I letter it, actually, I'm going to do a mini crash course into brush lettering right now, just so I can show you the difference between the pens that I'm going to use. Let me get
This sounds really good.
So basically, if you're not familiar with brush lettering, I do mine freehand, but you can follow some sort of guide if you like. I'll draw out like a rough guide for you. So essentially, like what I see in my head is 4 lines. You've got these like middle 2 lines here, which are what I'd call your baselines, and then you've got your top line here, which is what I'd call your ascender line, and then your bottom line here, which is your descender line. So if I'm just going to go in with a brush pen. These are the Abt dual brush pens. You basically want to get all your lines, all your letters even in your baselines, and then your extensions on an ascender or descender line. And when you're like doing the strokes with your pen, you want to go when you're pressing down, you want to have a thick line like this. And then when you're going up on your letters, you want to have like a very thin line. And that's how you achieve that kind of brush lettering look. So if I'm going to write Colt pens. For my capital, I'm going to go up to the ascender line, press down to the descender line, like that. And then for my lowercase letters, I'm going to again press down and then a light stroke up, but within the baseline. So it kind of goes like this. And then the same. Like this. So that's essentially what I see in my head. And that's how I've kind of learned how to brush letter.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
Yeah, so rule of thumb is when you're going down in your strokes, you have a heavier stroke and then like a lighter stroke on the strokes up.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. And then it works the same for like the thinner pens, but I find like it's much easier to hold with a thinner pen with like your strokes down and your strokes up like this. I think it's much more fluid, which is why I really do enjoy these pens a lot more. And I always say you don't have to do like the whole word in one go. You can always do it letter by letter because you can't really see where like it joins up and stuff. So that's just a little crash course into brush lettering. And put that away. So for the quote I'm going to use, I think 5 of these pastel colors. I want to do like a gradient. So I'm going to pick out the green, the blue, the pink, the yellow, and I'm going to go for like a purple as well. So I want to do a gradient of all 5 of these colors. So I'm just gonna, with my pencil, I'm just gonna mark out where I want each color to stop and start. So I've got my pencil marks as well, so I'll know where to draw in the letters. So I'm gonna start with pink, then purple. So I'm going to go in this order here. I'm going to start with my pink and just write over what I've already done. So I want to kind of blend it in with the next pen. So I'm going to kind of overlap them ever so slightly so they look like they're blended in a little bit.
I like the use of drawing a line so that you know where
Yeah.
you're going to blend them. I think that's a really nice idea.
I always think like you can do as much as you like with pencil because you can always just rub it out. I'm going to go in with my blue.
Is your desk always as neat as that, Louise?
No, this is a special occasion. Oh, I've done it a little bit more. Also, it doesn't really matter if you go wrong in any of these things, I would say. You can always like make it part of your design. I always say like people always come up to me and they're like, oh, like I've ruined my journal, I've made a mistake. But like honestly, I always think of it like as a creative challenge on like how you can make that mistake into something else. And then last one.
Just had a request, Louise. When you finished that little bit, could you hold it up a bit closer to give us some people just a little bit of a better view?
Yeah, of course.
Lovely.
So this is what it looks like. Is that okay to see?
Yeah, that's better. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's right. So I've done, you'll be able to see my pencil marks there as well. So I've just done it in the 5 colours, but I'll rub that out later so it will look a little bit more fluid. But I think what I'm going to do now is blend in some of these colours. You see where like the pink meets the purple. Just going to blend it in a little bit more. Also, I forgot to say, if you don't want to do like a quote, you can always like draw something or print something out. Don't have to do a quote necessarily. I think the beauty of a journal is that it's completely you and you're not copying anyone. It's just like your own kind of expression. Yeah, it's blended in a bit more.
You talked about trying to make something out of mistakes. What's some of the ways that you've got around some mistakes you've made?
Well, it depends what mistake I'm making. Sometimes there was a month where I kept spelling it wrong. This was like at the beginning of my bullet journaling. I kept spelling the month wrong, so I was like, it's like I can't like put that on the internet if I'm like that. So I ended up doing like a drawing and putting it over it. But that drawing is like one of my favorite pieces that I've ever done like to date.
That's
So
really
I think
nice.
I think it's just like rather than seeing it as a mistake, see it as like what else can I do to like maybe transform this into a nicer piece.
Yeah, that's a nice way of thinking about it.
Yeah. What I'm going to do with this as well, I think I'm going to add like a little shadow. So I'm going to use these pens again. I think I'm going to use orange actually. And to add a shadow, I'm just going to add like a line where I think a shadow would go. So for me, I'm going to add it to the right and the bottom of each letter. So I'm going to pop a line here to the right of the letter and then at the bottom. So it forms like a faux shadow just to make the letters pop a little bit more.
You've chosen nice pastel rainbow colours for this. Do you have specific colours that you use? Do you change it per month, or do you just make it up as you go along? Because some people have themes when it comes to bullet journaling.
Yeah, I
have
themes. Yeah, I have themes each month. This month for April, I'm using like an orangey, yellow, pinky theme. I used to be like an exclusively neutrals kind of person. I wouldn't stray away from like beige and greys and stuff. But in like the more recent years, I've really embraced color, especially because like I've got all these pens and I want to use all of them. So I definitely explore color a lot more now.
That's amazing.
My first ever Tombow pens were actually this exact pastel set. So yeah, it's really good for me.
How many Tombow pens do you have now?
I don't even, I've never even counted.
You don't count, do you? You don't want to, yeah. Don't want to admit to it.
No, I definitely have a problem with buying too many pens.
Nice.
So there you go. Let me just pop this back. So if you can see again, I've just added like a little shadow. So it makes the letters a little bit more defined and a little bit more of colour on there. I'm gonna quickly just rub out my pencil marks. Yep, so I think that's ready to go in. To make it a bit more defined on the page, I'm gonna get just a scrap piece of craft paper that I've got, and I'm gonna create like a little border. So if I just rip it here. Just gonna rip it in like a rough kind of way.
Do you end up saving a lot of stuff you get in packaging and things?
Oh, 100%. I have like a whole drawer of just like scrap pieces of paper, even if they're like plain bits of paper that I could get anywhere. I am definitely a hoarder of stationery in that way.
So you can recycle it and use it in your journals.
Yeah, for sure.
Amazing.
Also, people come out with such cute like prints and packaging now. I feel like it's a waste not to.
Yeah. So you just collect it and use it where you can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
know
think it
that
makes
feeling.
really good. Yeah, it makes really good inspiration as well for like your themes and stuff throughout the year.
Yeah, you can get some really nice packaging now. So
yeah, it's really good. I think this is where I'm going to have it. So I'm just going to glue this together. think I'm just going to roughly glue this on because I think I'm going to go in with some washi tape as well, just to tie the 2 pages together. So I'm going to go in with the black washi tape now. I'm just going to cut it a little bit. Stick it down there. And then I'm going to go in with the yellow, I think. I'm also going to use this kind of craft ticket sticker that I've got. It's got 6 designs on it. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to use this one here. Just gonna pop that there.
Please, have you ever used page pockets for your journaling?
Page pockets, as in like handmade page pockets? Maybe.
Either handmade or ones you can just acquire.
Yeah. I actually have in either the front page or the back page of all of my bullet journals, I make like a little envelope so that I can put in anything, like all my mementos for the year. Like my niece wrote me like a really cute little letter at the beginning of the year, so like that's in there, and I just like things that I want to keep.
Yeah, they are a good idea.
Yeah, for sure. Just put that back in there. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more washi tape. And stick that down there. Okay, so the next thing I think I'm going to do is fill up this space with some trackers. Trackers are really popular in the bullet journal community. It really helps you either like maintain or improve like a habit. So basically what you would do, I'll just do like a quick explanation. You would have your habit written down, and then every time you fulfill that said habit, you would fill it in, and then at the end of the month or the week, you will see how many times you fulfilled that habit. So for me, usually it's, you know, taking the dog for a walk or drinking my 8 glasses of water a day, stuff like that, really. And it does help because you spent so much time making your tracker that you do want to fill it in. So it encourages that kind of good behavior, which I think is really good. For a header, I'm actually going to use this black washi tape just as like a little background. So I'm just going to rip it off here. Pop it on there. And then because I'm using a black background, I'm going to use a white pen just to write trackers on it. And then what I'm going to do is, for this particular one, I think I'm going to do a calendar month. So I'm going to get my ruler again and my pencil and just do like a calendar month for April. So For me, I do it by eye now, but if you want to, you can measure it out. Okay. Let me clip my ruler. Oops. So I'm just going to use my pen to draw out these calendar months again. So,
Which pen is that, Louise?
sorry?
Which pen is that you're using?
This is the Tombow Fudenosuki one, which is good because you can have like thinner strokes and thicker strokes. So I feel like it's a really good like multi-use pen.
Yeah.
I feel like if I was left with just one pen in the world, this would be the pen.
Find yourself relaxing when you're doing a journaling?
Yeah, I find it super relaxing. This is like really what I do to wind down. I'll like journal before I go to bed and stuff. It's really good. Also, I think, you know, when you're just like using your hands to create something, it's always super relaxing. If you just like put on some like lo-fi music in the background, have like a cup of tea, it's the best activity.
Sounds like the perfect situation.
Really is, best night in. There you go. So I've got my two calendars there. I think I'm gonna have one to remind me to drink my water and another one to walk my dog. So I'm gonna pick up another colour here and just make a quick note of it. So I'm gonna write drink. And then walk on this one. So the idea is that these denote each day of the month. And then if I've gone out on my walk on the 1st, then I'll just fill it in. same with the drink. And then by the end of the month, if it's all coloured in, then you know that you've gone on a walk every single day. If it's completely sparse, then you need to work at it a little bit more. But it's a really nice visual representation of kind of your goals and your habits and what you're doing. So I think that's always a really good one. So I think this is pretty much how I want it to look now. I'm going to go in and add just a few last embellishments on it from what I want. So I'm going to carry the black over onto this page a little bit more. I'm going to pop it under one of these.
Really impressive, Louise. We've just had a comment from someone.
Thank you. That's really good. I hope yours are also looking a little bit similar. And I hope you're all enjoying it. Should be a super relaxing experience. I'll put it there and use the border. You can actually get loads of really fun washi tapes nowadays. You can get some with like really elaborate illustrations on it, or some like really quirky, cute designs. So definitely have a little look and see what's out there. I think I'm gonna do behind there. So I think the last step I'm going to do is just rub out any pencil marks that I might have drawn. So I'm just going to rub those out. Yeah, and I think we're pretty much done with that.
That's looking really good, Louise. Thank you.
Yeah, that's all right. Were there any more questions that we had?
Well, we just had a question in the chat about people sharing their work, which of course we'd love to see. So Sarah's just filling everybody in on how they can do that.
Yeah, I would also love to see what everyone's created tonight.
Yeah, no, we always like to. And yeah, we've got hashtag Cult Pens Creative, so people can use that to tag us.
Yeah, perfect. Add a little shadow in these last ones.
Yeah, we're just winding down the last 10 minutes now. So if anybody has any more questions, please fire away and we can ask Louise on your behalf.
Yeah.
Have you managed to get anybody else into journaling, any of your family or friends?
Oh, my sister is a journaler now, for sure. She always comes in to take some of my pens.
Oh.
But yeah, I think, do you know what? I think the beauty is that journaling is literally for everyone. Like, I was telling you that I just started, I just filmed like an online course, and some of the students there can kind of share their experience. And literally there's like people as young as like 15 and like much older people as well. And it's just like a really diverse amount of people, which I really love, because it's not just for like one age group.
I think you're right. It's definitely something for everybody, and you can take it as far as you want or be as basic as you like, whatever suits you and your lifestyle, which is really good.
Yeah, and it's completely like tailored to you, really. Like sometimes I find it a little bit hard to explain, because like you don't have to do exactly the same as I'm doing, because my life will be completely different to yours. Like make it suit whatever you're doing and whatever your life is, whatever your like creative ability is or your style. which
exactly.
I think that's like the beauty
Yeah.
of it.
We've got another question here. Any particular types of paper you prefer to use as the base? And do you ever use coloured papers?
Yes, I recently invested actually in a black journal. So all the pages are black, and then you use like either metallics or whites on them, which is really good. Personally, I prefer thicker paper just so that you can use, like, you can layer up your pens a little bit more. If you did like what we just did here and layered pens on like a thinner paper, you might see it on the other side, which for me personally I don't like. But yeah, I think the best paper I've got is the Tombow paper, which is like a Bristol paper, and it's like, can't really explain, but it's got a slight kind of smooth matte sheen to it, which makes the pens really like glide amazingly. But yeah, I'm just not a fan of thinner paper, basically.
No, that's really good advice. Thank you for that.
Right. But obviously it's like, which, like, again, like I was saying, it's whatever suits your style. If you're going to use paints and stuff, you might want to invest in thicker paper, but if you're just going to use like a simple biro, then thinner paper is great for you because it's never going to bleed through to the other side if you're not using the thicker mediums.
So just before we're sort of, as we're coming to the last sort of 5 minutes now, it might be great if you just lift up the thing you're working on and just bring it up closer to the camera, so then we can have a good look at what you've created.
So this is basically it. We've got the half side here, which is like a planner. So I've got all the days of the month there. And I've also got these like removable sticky labels that I can stick onto any of the dates if I need. And then this side here, which is like a little motivational quote. Again, you can use anything you like. You can draw something, print off a little vision board. And then we finished off here with the trackers. So again, if you don't want to do a tracker, you can, I don't know, you could write a to-do list on there, or you can write your shopping list on there. Just tailor it to whatever
Nice.
you're in the mood for, really.
Nice. We have one last thing. Someone's just asked, can you mention the pens again and which ones they are, please? Maybe if you just
I'll go through all the materials actually. Yeah,
so that'd be great.
Pens. The smaller brush pens that I've used are these Tombow Fudenosuki ones. They come in all 10 of the colours. These are pretty much my favourite colours and my favourite type of pen as well. We've got these thicker ones here, which are the Abt Tombow Pens. So they just look like this. They're water-based, so they rarely bleed through, but they've got just like a thick nib on one side, and then on the other side they've got like a thinner nib just there. These are great for like bigger pieces of brush lettering. And then the other things I also used were the washi tapes, which are the MT ones. This one I used is the Iro and Pitsu border, which is the multicolour striped one. We've also got this one, which is just in the yellow. We've got like pastel emerald colour, and then we've got the matte black just here. The ruler I used, I believe, is the Midori clip ruler in copper. We've also got like just like these little symbols that you can fill in as well, which is really handy. And you can, there's a clip on it, so you can clip it onto your notebook if you need. Also use the Tombow Airpress Pen. A lot of claims about this. You can use it with like wet paper. You can use it upside down. So if you're like a traveler, I think this is a really good pen to use. We've got the craft ticket stickers that I use. They come in 6 designs, and I've just used this 5th one here, but these are really good just to like add a bit of color. If you're not really keen on drawing as well, I think these are really helpful just to add a bit of like color and a bit of interest to your pieces. I've also got these little sticky notes, and this is also from Midori. They come in like the 4 colors, and they're quite small, but I think they're really good for just popping in your journal, and you can just take them out, pop them wherever you want, and they're really good. And then we've also got these little like Dachshund paper clips, which is always really good if you want to like hold your paper down, or if you want to bookmark anything. These are always really good, and it helps that they're really cute as well. And I think that's everything that I used.
Yeah, that's amazing. All right, we're pretty much at the end now anyway, so
Perfect.
I'm going to switch my camera back on. Hello. Thank you for that. It's been a really nice rundown of all the products and everything you've created. It looks really nice. And I wish I could make something as pretty as that. I will give it a go once. I've been monitoring chat, but I would like to have it go. It'd be lots of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Really nice. All right, I'm going to replace the spotlight. There you go. Hi. I'm just going to end the session in a minute. I just want to say again, massive thank you to Louise. It was great, and we're hoping that after this workshop you feel a bit more confident in trying to attempt to do some more spreads and pages for your own bullet journals, or to get into bullet journaling if you haven't started one already. We'd love to see all of your creations. So as I mentioned earlier, if you have been creating along with us this evening, or even if you're going to do it in a couple of days' time, do let us know. Send us a message on our socials, and use the hashtag #CultPensCreative. You can find Louise on Instagram by typing doodlelou.co, which is your Instagram account. And a little bit of housekeeping at the end. We have recorded this session, so if you missed anything, it will be all available on our YouTube channel in the next couple of days. We'll post about it on the socials, so keep an eye out on there to know when it's up, but it'll be up on our YouTube. This is the end of our session. We'll be closing the webinar shortly, but we'll be hanging in here for a little bit longer in case you have any further questions. But for now, we want to say again, thanks so much to Louise. We really appreciate you doing the workshop this evening. It's been really good. Thank you for sharing. Just having a look. Lots of people saying thank you. Really fun, inspiring to watch. Thank you. Informative. Inspired some new ideas. That's amazing. That's what we want to hear.
Perfect. Thank you all for spending this hour with me as well. Really appreciate all your time.
Nice, amazing. So we're just going to be turning off our cameras, and then I will be ending the webinar shortly, but it's been lovely to do this with you all. Thank you for coming, and it's time to say goodbye.